Welcome back, guys. It's your good buddy Radar here with another episode of Tennis Ace. Yes, in the last episode, Edison and the gang decided to hang out for a little bit, enjoy a little pre-celebratory festivities. Ended up getting a couple of new fun keychains. That was fun. So we're going to continue on. Oh, and one more thing. If I scheduled this correctly, this is the first video of the new year. So, happy 2020, y'all. Let's continue on. I stand around with my back against the wall, impatiently tapping my feet on the floor. I pull out my phone to look at the time, realizing it's already been 15 minutes since the agreed upon time. 2:30. That's what Jun's shift was supposed to end. We had agreed through messages yesterday that we'd go around together, just the two of us, since the others all said they were too busy to leave. And yet, there is still no sign of the tiger. I don't want to go inside the classroom and get yelled at by either Kyoko or Yako for not helping around. So I chose to wait outside, a little ways away from our class. Still, I kept my eyes peeled on the door the whole time, and nothing. How come every time I set something up with Jun, I always end up waiting? Maybe I should start to schedule with him 15 minutes before I actually show up so I won't have to wait long. But then, knowing how he is, he'd be likely to arrive right on time if I did that, and then complain that I was late. I sigh, rubbing my forehead as I feel a tiny bit of frustration building up. I just want to go around the festival and have fun with a friend, not wait around the door like a glorified bouncer. My ears twitch when I hear the sound of the door opening. I turn my head to look at, sure enough, see Jun looking around the hallway for me. Over here. I call out to him, waving with my left arm. Few heads among the crowds walking around the hall turned to me due to a sudden noise, but I decided to ignore them. Like I imagined, the place is much more packed than it was yesterday. Part of me is really worried how Jun is going to react to the whole thing. Since he started his shift first thing in the morning, there weren't that many people around when he arrived. I hope it hasn't been too hard on him today. Edison-san, good afternoon. He walks up to me with a cheerful smile on his face. I can see his tail swishing around behind him. Guess even if he's calm right now, he can still feel all the people around. I make a mental note to try and avoid any really crowded areas. Good afternoon. How was work? Bleh, it was hard. Well, I figured that much. No matter what, I just can't picture you doing well as a waiter. Still, that'd be way too cruel to say out loud, so I'll keep it to myself. By the way, you're not wearing your uniform today? Nah, most students only wear it during the first day, so they're allowed inside. We have teachers standing by the gates to make sure only students and staff show up then. But Miss Iguchi-san wasn't wearing a uniform. Yeah, I have no idea how she got in. Probably brought her other clothes in her bag and then switched out of her uniform. That's a lot of work just to avoid using a uniform. Not that I can blame her. The uniform is too stuffy and uncomfortable, and with lots of people walking around the entire time, it can get a bit hot. Especially since we're just a few days away from the start of summer, and temperatures are already going up a bit. I don't really mind wearing the uniform. By the way, why don't you switch out of your waiter uniform? It has got to be an oven inside that thing. No, I like it. The tiger hugs his arms close to his body, taking a step away from me and shooting me a weird look. His tail lashes behind him. You have beads of sweat rolling down your face and stains on stomach and your chest. That's just because it was really hot inside the restaurant. Yako-san said she was going to have a bunch of wall-mounted fans installed this afternoon to make things a little less, unbearable for the guests. For the guests? They only stick around for 30 minutes at most. You should be worried about your classmates who have to work inside that scorching heat for most of the day. Double woman. Why are you even that worried about continuing to wear that thing? Is it because you have another shift in a few hours and don't want to have to get changed again? Not really, it's just... Well, I won't have another chance to wear this again once the festival is over, will I? And it looks so good, too. Can't you just take it home with you and wear it around whenever you want? Edison-san, we weren't given this. This is a rental. Oh. I guess I can understand a little better why he's being so stubborn. I mean, he's still being annoyingly stubborn, but it's a bit more acceptable, all things considered, I think. Anyway, how about we go around checking the other classes? I really want to see what they're done. Sure. How about I take you to some of the ones I've already seen and quite liked? Yes, please, lead the way. I take us down to a couple of flights of stairs to a different classroom that was having an event and found a bit of fun. It was also a restaurant-like event, since those are kind of really easy to do and are all really popular with guests, but still different from our own class. Class 1E? Why does that sound familiar to me? Once we've taken a seat, a panda walks up to us, plopping a fancy laminated menu in front of us and smiling widely. Welcome to Avenue 9. I'm Sora and I'll be your server today. What can I help you with? But Jun and my eyes go wide once we see him, suddenly surprised by the familiar face. Ah, that's right, 1E was Sora-kun's classroom. He sputters out these words, ignoring the fact that there's no point in pointing out what has already been made obvious. Sora pouts slightly, looking down at us with pitiable eyes. Oh, you mean you didn't come here just to see me? That's sad. Sorry, I didn't mean... The panda bellows out a laugh, giving Jun a tap on the back and smiling brightly at us. It's alright. I was just teasing you a bit, senpai. He sticks out his tongue and closes his left eye in a cheeky gesture, making Jun laugh beside me. I'm surprised to see you here. I came by yesterday and you weren't around. I didn't even know it was your class. The panda smile dims a little once he returns to look at me, and he suddenly seems a bit more uncertain. I wasn't on shift yesterday, so... The thing I'm most surprised about is how you're managing to work as a waiter, Sora-kun. What do you mean? Sora peers down at Jun, cocking his head to the side, his emerald green eyes shining with curiosity. The panda shifts around, putting one of his hands inside his pocket of his striped jacket. I'm surprised he can walk around with those bulky headphones everywhere without the cable catching on anything. I mean, you're not very good with people. You're really shy after all, and you're kind of clumsy. Both of us staring incredulously at the tiger. Sora and I both look at each other, dumbstruck by the words we just heard. It's official. Jun doesn't have an ounce of self-awareness. Huh. I guess you might be right. I decided to take this role since I wanted to practice my people skills. It's been really fun despite a few setbacks. The bear laughs, his voice sounding very unrestrained and happy. It's kind of funny to me just how much more comfortable he is when he's addressing Jun. Every time he sees me or talks to me, he tenses up something fierce, but as soon as he turns to look at Jun, he noticeably relaxes. I guess Jun kind of has that power on people. He might be a bit clumsy, airheaded, silly, and sometimes slightly stupid, but there is something about him that improves people's moods whenever he's around. Anyway, I can't spend too much time chatting. Why don't you guys take a look at the menu and decide what you want? We nod, picking up the two menus he laid down on the table when we arrived. It's just as simple as I remember it being. Not many options. Easy to remember, but still looking kind of fancy. Whoa, it's all desserts in here. Yes, our cafe focuses solely on cakes and cheesecakes. We don't have too many options, but they're all homemade and good quality. We have two sisters in our class that are daughters of the pastier. Oh, so that's why the stuff here is so good. They got their dad to prepare all the sweets? Sora chuckles, shaking his head sideways in amusement. Nah, they made them from scratch themselves. They're really good bakers, too. I whistle, impressed at the skill these freshmen seem to have. I guess this school really is filled with impressive people. Do you guys know what you'll be having? Before you even think of saying they're expensive, just know I'm going to be treating you. Are you sure? Of course, it's only fair. I'm the one who invited you to come here. Okay. I watch Jun's tail swishing contentedly back and forth behind him. The sight makes me giggle. For some reason, my chest feels very light right now. I still don't know what to order. I know, Edison-san. Order for me. Me? Are you sure? I'm confident you know what I like well enough. Not to mention you've been here before. I think you make a better choice than I could. Faster, too. Well, alright. Just don't complain if you don't like what I ordered. I won't. Somehow I doubt it. I picked up Jun's menu and put it together with mine, looking up to hand them to Sora-kun. When I see his face again, I notice him looking between the two of us with a big, goofy smile on his face. Is something the matter? No, nothing. I was just thinking over some stuff. He tries to laugh it off, but is visibly awkward. Still, I decide to shrug it and ignore it, making my order instead. The last time I've been here, I got some cake, so this time I think I'll go with a cheesecake. Besides, if I get something both Jun and I like for myself, then I can share it with him later. I'm sure he'd like that, too. Let's go with strawberry. I'm personally fine with any of these 3 flavors of cheesecakes, so even here, as indecisive as me, doesn't have so much trouble choosing here. But I think this one would be the one Jun enjoys most, and the one he'd more likely to want a few bites of. So it's probably the ideal option for this situation. Okay, for Jun, I will get the strawberry shortcake. It's got to be strawberry. It was a while ago, but I remember that Jun likes strawberries. That's why I ordered the strawberry cheesecake, after all. I'm sure this one is the ideal choice. And the strawberry shortcake for Jun. Jun's face changes to one of astonishment, staring at me with open mouth. Let me guess. You're probably thinking, strawberry is one of my favorites. How did he know? Aren't you? Jun nods slowly. It was kind of a while ago, but do you remember when I brought that stuff back from at Yako's shop? Yeah? Well, back then, the sweet you picked the most of was the strawberry shortcake. You picked enough that even if both your parents got it, you'd still have a slice. So I figured that probably meant you like strawberry, or at least strawberry shortcake. Oh, that's amazing, Edison-san. I couldn't remember all that stuff even if I tried. Gotcha. Anything to drink? What about it, Jun? Need me to choose it for you again? Nah, I have no problem choosing what I want to drink. Sora-kun, I'll have the orange juice. Oh, not strawberry? I like it, but strawberry on strawberry feels a bit much, no? Fair enough. Sora-kun writes down our order on a pad of paper he pulled out of his pocket, looking up from it to stare at me. What about you, Carmichael-san? I'll have some grape soda. He finishes jotting it down and slips the pad back into his pocket, nodding at us. All right, your order will be out in a minute. The panda walks to the back of the room where a glass display case was neatly tucked away, showing off all the cakey goodness inside. How they managed to get something so big and heavy inside the building, I have no idea. People were already throwing out their backs trying to get their burners and propane tanks to our class, and those aren't nearly as heavy. But then again, they don't have to go up a bunch of flights of stairs to get there. Yeah, never mind. They got it easy. By the way, Jun, how has the table tending been going? Pretty okay for the most part. I only had one rude customer, but as soon as he started getting difficult to handle, Ayako-san showed up and glared at him until he left. So, she's playing the part of bouncer now? Are you having fun doing it? Well, something wrong? Not exactly wrong. It's just that I really didn't think that it'd be this stressful. Having to deal with customers, memorize orders, get them to the right table, not spill any food, trying to act cheerful the whole time. That's a lot. I don't want to be that guy, but I did tell you all of this before, and you chose to ignore me and sign up for it anyway. Why do you think so few people were signing up for it? What do you mean by memorize orders? Well, sometimes people can order a lot of stuff and it's hard to remember it all correctly. But why would you have to remember it? How else am I going to get the order to the kitchen? Do you not have a notepad? Did they forget to give you one? Ah. Jun stares at me with wide open eyes, totally immovable for quite a few seconds. Then he slowly pulls something out of his pocket. I totally forgot about it. How the hell do you forget about something that simple? Oh, come on, Jun. You have to use your head more. Sorry. I sigh. I don't whether the fact that I already totally expect things like these from him should make me sad or not. You haven't had any accidents, have you? Fine accident. Causing some kind of damage to a person or object. Divine damage. What the hell did you do? It wasn't that big of a deal, I just... What? Did you spill a bowl of soup on a guest? I knew something like that was going to happen sooner or later anyway. I set a cloth on fire. You did what? Edison's on, not so loud. I can see a few heads turning towards us because of the sudden noise I made. I clear my throat and readjust myself on my seat. I'm afraid of asking, but how on earth did you accomplish such a feat? It wasn't my fault. So, what? The cloth just up and jumped onto an open flame in its own? How exactly would that even work? Isn't the whole kitchen area walled off? How did you even get close enough to a burner to set something on fire? A guest sent some food back, so I went around the wall to explain to Genichiro-kun that what the issue was. The cloth I had tucked into the waist of my pants was flapping around a bit and it caught on one of the burners. I was lucky I caught it before it torched my clothes. Oh, there are so many things wrong here. I don't even know where to start. First of all, why did he even have a cloth tucked in his pants? You know what? I'm not opening that can of worms. I just know no matter what question I ask, he'll find a way to surprise me. At least you didn't hurt yourself. That would have been bad. Yeah, that was why I was a bit late to meet you. I was apologizing to everyone and cleaning up the mess I made. Oh, I didn't know that. Now I feel kind of bad for grumbling over him and being late. Even if he's the one that nearly set himself on fire. Are you still going to go back to your next shift, considering what happened? Of course. I took up this job. I have to see it to completion. Even if Ayako-san was trying to convince me that I didn't have to. I get the feeling she might be trying to get rid of me. Oh, ouch. If Jun managed to notice that, then she really must have abandoned all attempts at subtlety. Class rep, I'm sorry you had to deal with this. If you dropped out of it, we could spend more time going around the festival having fun. Yeah, but then a lot of the other students would have their times arranged. They would get their breaks shortened even more. They'd barely have time to enjoy themselves. I guess that's true. I'm okay to continue. You don't need to worry about that, all things considered. I'm still having fun. You nearly turned yourself into a living torch, and you have the guts to tell me you're having fun? Either you're lying, or there is something really wrong with you. And that's coming from me. Edison-san, you're staring at me with a really scary face right now. I'm just trying to decide how annoyed I should be right now. I'm sorry. I swear I'll be more careful. Oh, you actually knew what I was annoyed over. I'm surprised. You know, sometimes you just seem to have this idea that I'm really stupid for some reason. I'm going to pretend I never heard that. By the way, didn't you find it weird that Sora-kun was wearing a hoodie instead of some kind of uniform? Now you're ignoring me? Anyway, yeah, I noticed that. But if you look around, none of the waiters here are wearing uniforms. That doesn't make any less weird. Why would you open a restaurant and not have uniforms? I don't know, but I kind of like it. Gives the place this casual vibe that it's really comfortable. They have busts, sculptures, and velvet fabric all over the wall in the decor. I'm pretty sure casual is what they were going for. Which is exactly what it feels weird. You've been here before, right? Sure have. Why do you ask? I was just thinking how good the cakes here must be. They're kind of pricey. They are, aren't they? But they're really good, so I definitely think it's worth it. I'm glad to hear it. I was a bit worried. By the way, I tried to pick something I thought you'd like for my cheesecake too, so I can give you a few bites. That way you get to try the 2 desserts. What? What? Cat got your tongue? No, it's just... I usually don't like to eat off other people's plates, but I really like strawberries, so I kind of want to. I'm glad to hear it. That's why I ordered it, so feel free. I can't believe you remembered I like strawberry. Well, I can forgive you for not believing it. I do tend to have bad memory after all. How did you then? I'm not sure why it was. I just have a really easy time remembering things when they're about you. For some reason, you always stick on my mind. Isn't that weird? Yeah, it's really weird. Alright, I'm back. Sorry for the delay. Surakun sets the plates neatly in front of us. Even the plates and silverware here are very fancy. Which, honestly, makes the dress code here feel really weird to me. Wow, the slices are kind of big. Yeah, they're pretty generous. Isn't it neat? It is. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to call me if you need anything else. Thank you, Sorakun. The panda smiles, nodding. You're welcome. He immediately walks off to go check on other tables. There only seem to be 3 waiters for over 30 tables, so I guess they must be pretty busy. The place isn't so full that there are no open seats, but it's still quite packed. Good for them. They're getting a lot of attention. Ooh. I turn to look at Jun and see the look I can only describe as bliss. He is carefully munching on a piece of his shortcake with a big smile on his face. You liking it? He nods enthusiastically, not even saying a word. How is it? It's so creamy. His voice comes out a little higher than what I was used to hearing, and that immediately makes me laugh. I'm glad you like it. Edison-san, you gotta try it. Well, alright. I'm not gonna say no to that. I reach for my fork so I can take a bite out, but before I have the chance to do so, Jun cuts a piece off with his own and puts his fork in front of my face. Here. The gesture catches me off guard for a second. My eyes dart between him and the fork for a few seconds before I shrug and decide to go with it, biting into the moist cake. I already expected it to be good since I came here yesterday, but the assault of flavors in my mouth is enough to take me by surprise. Cake is moist, creamy, and airy. The strawberry brings just a tiny bit of tartness, while the cream is deliciously sweet and light. The cake base itself is surprisingly tender, but also not overly sweet. I was afraid the whole thing would be too sweet when I saw the amount of cream in it, but it's so well balanced it could bring me to tears. Isn't it great? It really is. Do you want a bite of mine? I'd be lying if I said I don't. I haven't even tasted mine myself, but I still cut off a piece with my fork and extended it to Jun just like he did with me. Oh. For some reason, the gesture seems to make him really happy. While I'm still holding the fork, he gingerly leans forward on the table and takes a bite. Wow, this is so good too. The tiger puts his left hand on his cheek, chewing in absolute delight. I try my best to stifle a laugh, as the whole thing just feels so incredibly silly, but fun at the same time. I'm glad you like it. I love it. Thanks so much. Pampering Jun is so much fun. I need to do it more often. Please come back later. Sorakun waves us off as we leave the cafe, an enthusiastic smile on his face the whole time. For a guy who's supposed to be shy, he didn't do so badly as a waiter. Well, I'm pretty sure the fact we're familiar faces helped. You mean the face you're a familiar face helped? Jun and I both lost track of time while we chatted and ate our desserts. Even something as silly as eating cake can be so much fun. That surprised me. Thank you for treating me, Edison-san. I had a lot of fun. I'm glad you did. Is there anything else you want to do? I don't really know of any other stalls, though I can't really say. I guess that's fair. Let me try to think of something. What time is it, anyway? Jun pulls his phone out of his pocket. Unlike pretty much most of the people I know, Jun still uses an old flip phone. Strapped to it are 2 keychains. One of them is the one we bought yesterday. I guess he didn't waste any time putting it on. The other was the little tiger keychain I gave him while he was still in the hospital. Oh, hey. You decided to use these as phone straps instead of keychains? Huh? Oh, you mean these? He looks at the back of his phone with the 2 keychains that are now tied to his phone like straps. I use my phone a lot more often than I do my keys, and I wanted to be always able to see them and remember about them, so I thought that it would be a better way to go at it. I guess you're the sentimental type, huh? I suppose. I had the little tiger on my keys for a while, for I didn't really like having it there. Misaguchi-san is the one who gave me the idea of hanging them from my phone. I really like it, so I did it last night. Well, as long as you're happy, I'm happy. I am, especially with the little tiger. That one is my favorite. Oh, well, I thought it'd be the one that from the game. Didn't you say you loved the game? Yeah, I do. But that one is just something I bought for myself. This one is a present you gave me. It's much more precious to me. Oh, I see. That's pretty nice of you to say, Jun. He nods enthusiastically, flipping his phone open. We spent over an hour at the cafe. I have less than 2 hours until my shift starts again. Oh, a little time. It's not that bad. Besides, we still have the rest of the festival to spend together. I guess that's true. What times will you have free tomorrow? Oh, I won't really have much of a break tomorrow. What? You're kidding. We really strapped for help since most of the class bailed on serving food. Every single one of the waiters is having a day where they have no breaks. Mine is tomorrow. Oh, that's awful. I'm going to go walk up to class rep and Kyoko and give them both a piece of my mind. Sure. The guy who bailed, and is one of the reasons I had to pull that kind of shift, is going to complain that I have to pull that kind of shift. I can already see that going so well. Ugh. Sometimes he can have a surprisingly sharp tongue. Sorry. You don't need to apologize. I'm not complaining. I'm the one who wanted to do this. I just don't want you giving them grief over something they had no power to change. Besides, it'd be a bit hypocritical. Well, a lot hypocritical. Right. I didn't think of it from that scenario. Well, you do have a tendency not to. Hey. What? I'm just saying. You're lucky you're cute. Otherwise, I'd give you a piece of my mind, too. I'm not. Sorry, that flimsy little retort isn't going to change my mind. No. Wonder where we could go right now. I know there's a second-year class that is putting on a play. Maybe we watch that. Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun. But they only do it 3 times a day, and I think the afternoon one is already underway. Next one would only be during the night. Aw. How about we go watch it later? You're going to have a break during the last day of the festival, right? Yeah, I get off right after lunchtime, and won't have to go in anymore. Yeah, every single stall is going to be closed for the bonfire and the fireworks show. I can't wait for the fireworks. We have to see if we can get everyone together for it. I want to go watch it from the roof. His eyes are nearly sparkling as he says that. His tail is lashing wildly behind him. I guess the idea must have him really excited. Why the roof? I want to watch from the highest place possible, so I'll have the best view. Oh, is that why? Bad news for you, though. The roof is kept locked during the festival to avoid any students slipping off to go there. What? School had lots of issues with students going upstairs in droves with plates of food and whatnot, and just leaving them scattered around, so they started locking it. This was before I even started going here. Must have been a while ago. Aw, I really wanted to see it from the roof. Maybe Shoichi could get me a key. I don't know, I'll see what I can do. Really? I just said that I'm going to see what I can do. I don't know that I'll be able to. Yay, I'm counting on you, Edison-san. You didn't hear a single word I just said, did you? Well, worst comes to worst. I'll try to learn how to pick a lock with a paperclip, I guess. How hard could it be? I'll just practice on an old padlock until I get it. Hopefully I won't need to do it, though. Anyway, how about we go back to walk by the courtyard and see what other displays they have? Yeah! He nods emphatically, almost jumping on the spot. His excess energy, whenever he's happy or excited, really gives me life. Seeing him like this makes my day. Let's see. I seem to recall a few students doing an open-air flower garden. Might not be much, but you might like seeing and smelling the flowers. Oh, that sounds great! Most everything sounds great to you, though. As much as I love the school festival, the constant noise and always being surrounded by so many people gives me a headache. As soon as I arrive home, I flop down onto my bed and just let myself be lazy there for a few minutes. I hope Jun is doing okay. It seemed like the festival got more and more crowded as the hours went by. Just to make sure, I'll shoot him a message. Hey, how was your second shift? Hopefully no more accidents. Haha. Just checking up to see how you're doing. Message me when you can. Ah, he answered right away. I'm helping them clean up before going home. It was pretty okay. I had another rude customer today, which kind of sucked, though. Oh, no. Was he really nasty to you? Kinda, but then Ayako-san yelled at him out of the room. After that, word kind of spread, and everyone was in their best behavior. Lol. I can totally picture class rep doing something like that. That's a very scary thought, actually. I'm glad things went better. Just take care of yourself going home. I got back a few minutes ago and had just been lazing in bed. I wouldn't mind having a soft bed to lie on, Edison-san. Your house is closer than mine. Let me use yours. I snicker reading that one message. I just picked Jun acting like a house cat, kicking me out of bed so he can have it all to himself. I don't really feel like sleeping on the floor, so I'll have to pass. Aw, come on, we could have just shared. My eyes shoot open as soon as I read that message. I look at it for a few seconds, not knowing how to respond. As soon as I prepare myself to respond, I receive another one. Oh, Kiyako-san is giving me the evil eye because I'm texting. Lol. I'll talk to you later. I decide to just toss my phone onto the bed and roll onto the other side. Before I notice it, sleep begins to wash over like the countless waves. Yawning, I decide to take off my shirt and just go to sleep. Alright. That was... oh, that was fun. That was a cute little scene at the cafe, I guess, the setup with Sora's class. That was rather cute. And what do y'all think of that little thing at the end there, saying that they could just share a bed? Yeah, well, hello, Jun. He is adorable. Anyway, guys, oh, I apologize if you heard any sirens or whatever. That, yeah, sometimes the mic picks them up. So I do apologize for that. Anyway, that's it for now, guys. If you all liked the episode, have any comments, suggestions, what have you, you know what to do. So until next time, this is Radar. Y'all be good, stay safe, and I will be seeing you. Love you guys.